And it does look like, as far as temperature, might be in the 50s right now, but we have had a nice week, mid 50s to, around 60 one day we hit, but tomorrow it's going to be in the 30s. And that is the world of Northern Virginia.
That's amazing. I think I was just sitting here thinking, I think you're the only customer that I have personally in Virginia. So that's kind of exciting. So I'm just really happy I got it now. We're set up on the timeline and in my group. And the reason I have to do that, and you probably know this,
Yeah.
is because Facebook makes it so that for some reason we can't just go live directly in our group. So I'm so happy to be able to figure out a workaround and to be able to bring this to you. But this is really for my audience, people who really look to be inspired, who take the time to listen. And if you are new here, I'm Janice, and thank you for joining us. I'm going live in my group, The Art of Living Joyfully, and also on my podcast with my friend and customer, Tana, and I can't wait to introduce you. So Tana, we met in a Facebook group called Empowered Entrepreneurs Sell More with our good friend Becky. I took Becky's sale intensive class, as I believe you did too originally, and we really enjoyed her. What a great oops, looks like something was updating. Okay. So I really enjoyed the group, and I've met so many wonderful entrepreneurs. And as most of you who are listening know, I've been an entrepreneur for 36 years, and it takes a lot of courage and guts and inspiration from other people who have resources and toolboxes like I do, right? I'm always talking about my healthy toolbox to help entrepreneurs who are driven have more energy and be able to step up into their purpose and passion. And that's what this lovely lady helps people do. And she really does inspire people to have more faith and to really believe in their power and connection. So I really wanted to bring her on today to share with us what she's doing. She's got some upcoming challenges and classes and all kinds of things going on that I can't wait for her to share. So take it away.
Hi, everyone. I'm Tana Harder and a friend of Janice's. And I am actually a soul reconnection enthusiast and life empowerment coach for women of faith, Christian women, or maybe people who are seeking the faith, or maybe you've been someone who was hurt by the church in the past and you just want to have a relationship with Jesus. Any and all those things is what I help people with to bring them in closer relationship and connection with themselves, with their creator, because I do believe that everybody is a masterpiece created by our creator, right? And that we were all given these beautiful gifts and talents, and sometimes we ignore them. Sometimes they get stuffed down. But when we can step into the beauty of those gifts and share them with other people, we become the true masterpiece that we are designed to be. So that's what I try to help people with.
That
And
is absolutely beautiful. And you do this through one-on-ones or coaching groups, or what do you do to
yeah.
do this?
Yeah, so I have a number of things that I do. I actually have a group called Soul Conversations on Facebook, and we meet the first and third Wednesdays of the month, and we talk about all the things. Janice has been on and talked about health and wellness and just the amazing things that we can do to help our bodies through supplementation. And that's when she got me really hooked on let's see, it's the
A lot of them.
I got a hair revival, right? And the collagen elixir, because I'm a girl who lost her thyroid in 2018 due to Hashimoto's and Graves, which I thought fought that for 7 years. And so anyway, when I met Janice, I was like, wait a minute, I think that maybe my hair could get better. Products that they have. I'm actually getting all the little baby hairs growing back. It's so exciting. So anyway, that was kind of how we met in Becky's group. And Yeah. So anyway, Janice has
I
been
just
on
want to
my,
stop you right there for 1 second and tell you and anybody listening, this is why I do what I do, because I absolutely love the smile that I see on your face. And when I first met her, she was talking about that. And I too had dealt with some Hashimoto's and autoimmune after my accident. So we had a lot in common. I could really relate to the issues. If you saw my hair 10 years ago, you would be like, wow, what are you doing? Give it to me. So it's
yes.
just really an improvement. So I'm so grateful though. It's beyond just the hair, because what you do is inspire, women primarily, it seems like, but men too, to remember who they are and their connection to soul and to their creator, like you're talking about, which I just love and want to be a part of all of that. It's more than just pretty hair. I mean,
Yeah.
wow, I like pretty hair, but it's the feeling that you get when you can feel confident and healthy. And when I had skin issues and rashes all the time and hair falling out and, coloring it and doing everything I could and putting a lot of money into it, it was just amazing. It's amazing to me, the health of my skin and my hair, and I do nothing to it. This is literally just waking up. So I have to say, it's more than what it looks like. And that's why I love what you do. And I'm in your group as well. And I love how you show up and support people, because it's important today to inspire people to remember who they are. Don't you? I mean, don't you
Yeah,
just love what you do?
I totally agree. And here's the thing, like I think it was like 2 years ago, I found out about this thing called UMAP, and I was like, this is amazing. I want to get certified as a UMAP coach, and I did. And the reason why this was so important to me was because you actually do these assessments, and this is what I help people do now, is really looking at, hey, what are my strengths? And when I ask people that, most of the time they're not really sure. They'll say, "Well, I'm good at typing or something like that." And I go, "That's not a strength, that's a skill." A skill that you're good at, right? When I'm talking about strengths, I'm talking about some of us have a high capacity for empathy, right? And so that might be the main strength that we lead with. It's maybe our number one thing. But then we have other strengths, and I liken it to driving in a car, right? So if empathy is driving everything, and let's just say you have as a passenger along the way, um, like just a real strong strength in learning, like you're just a learner and you can get all the things and teach all the things and do all the things, right? But empathy is driving everything and stomping out the learner. Then you can appear like a bleeding heart to people, a doormat for people to stomp on, right? Because they see this empathy. And if you're overutilizing that strength, they will take advantage, right? So that's just one small example. But this is what I help people do is really do the assessment to find out what are my top strengths? How can I make sure that they're in balance? And then we also look at what do you value? Because right now in today's world, I don't know that people know what they value. I think they just get confused because it's like sometimes what was yes was not is now no, or what was right is now wrong, or what was wrong is now right. And it's very confusing, right? And so what what I help people do is come into alignment with their value system and get clear on what it is they value. What are their strengths? And hey, what are the skills that you're really good at? And what are the things you're not so good at? Right? What's your personality? And then for those who want to take it another step, I have a spiritual assessment. What are your spiritual giftings? And then we blend all of this together to help you just have more clarity and more purpose and improve your relationships with other people. And other people includes you, by the way, yourself, right? Because sometimes I think we've all had experiences where maybe somebody has kind of stomped on the essence of who we are. Maybe as a child, maybe you had an experience like that, or maybe you get into a work situation and people are stomping on your creativity, whatnot. Maybe you were told at some point, hey, you can't go pursue this because that's not really a fruitful profession, right? Any of those kinds of things. So I'm basically working with people who are trying to figure these things out because they want to improve their relationships at work. They want to improve their relationships with their creator, with their family, friends, all of it. And it's a game changer. Like I just had somebody, yes, well, this was like 2 weeks ago, one of my clients that just went through my Soul Quest program where we assess all these things, right? And we figure it out. And she was like, I had no idea that I was squelching the very essence of who I am. And that's why I couldn't get my business going and off the ground because I was trying to do it in a way that was what everyone else was telling me to do. And it was just eating me alive.
That's
So
powerful.
yeah, she figured it out and she goes, oh my gosh, I now know exactly how to do this in a way that feels good to me. And so she just has taken off like gangbusters, and it makes me so happy. No
That's
one,
what I'm saying. We have purpose. When you have purpose and you do something where it makes a difference, it feeds us. Just like I know that part of my healing process after the accident, as I started to share and help others, it helped me. So it's really such a beautiful gift that you're giving people. I'm so inspired. Everybody should do the UMAP and the spiritual one. And I was thinking of all the qualities, like courage and patience and loyalty and integrity. These are all things that are very important to me. And in my business, when I'm talking to people, I'm always, and in any business really, if you don't know your why, like why you're doing it, and you're not in alignment with it, it's not authentic. And right now we are in the age of authenticity. If you aren't authentic, AI will call you out.
well, that's true. And honestly, Janice, it just amazes me how many of us really aren't clear on that. And I include myself in that. So, just to give an example, I had a coach who walked me through my UMAP, and it's really cool. You get this 3-page assessment, and it tells you all this really interesting things about yourself, right? But I didn't realize like my number one strength is connectedness. So I thought, oh, that's really interesting. What does that mean? Right. Well, what it meant was I have this ability to see how all of these unrelated things connect and how they are all interwoven and they all impact one another. And I'm like, oh, that's why when I was in the corporate world, we would get asked to do something, and I could see 10 steps ahead how that was going to be a disaster. But the people I was working with had no clue. And the harder I tried to explain this, the worse it got because that was not a strength of theirs, and I didn't understand I was actually overusing that strength. And when you are trying to overuse a strength like connectedness, you'll look a little crazy to people. They'll be like, she is up here in some land that I don't get.
Smarty
Yeah,
pants, smarty
yeah.
pants.
Right. So I had to learn how to kind of step back from that and use some of my other strengths to help me balance that. And this is what I'm talking about. It's like we just do this stuff naturally. All of us have like top 5 strengths, and your top one is going to try to be the alpha dog and lead everything. And that can be good sometimes, but it can also create some communication issues for sure.
Very interesting. And if you don't have those worked out with your own inner self, then you really can't make progress anywhere. Like you said, we really
Yeah.
got to learn to love and forgive ourselves, have belief in ourselves and our connection. I would venture to say And I got to do that UMAP with you, but connectedness is high up there for me too, and probably why we're connected.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I love connecting people, and I was always like the smarty pants, and that can come off like
Hmm.
that. But I can also see things ahead and see visions of, be very visionary of where it's going,
Right.
and
Right.
it can be
But
overwhelming for people.
right. And of course, I have that strength, right? But here's what I don't have a great strength with or patience for. I can organize things, but how many of you are kind of perfectionists and you get to this last piece and you just can't quite get it done? I am not a person that likes all the detail and I fight it a lot, even though I am organized in my own way. But like, I would not be the person that you go to for the technology or for the spreadsheet that's going to tell you how to organize and, do all this stuff like with a bunch of people or something, for
Isn't
example.
that what Chat GPT's for? So both of us here, we use Go High Level with Michelle and Michelle Goodman. If you don't know about it, find out about it. We love it. We have hubs that we're growing, which is off social media. We do email campaigns, fun strategies. I highly recommend Go High Level. It's really up and coming and very cool. I know you do too, right? You're having a good time.
Mhm.
And also, those of you that follow me that know about the hair, the collagen, and all that, and the new Harmonia, the hormonal support, all natural coming out. Tana is my client and customer, and also referring it. She has her own links, believe it or not. So if you know her, love her, like her, work with her, and you're interested, reach out to her because she can help you. And I love the money back guarantee because that's really critical these days. People want results. And so, what I really want to tell everybody is we're also going to put all of her information in the comments after. Give us a few minutes. Please comment if you're on listening, you got something from it, because we take the time to do this, and I know people watch and don't often like and comment. Sometimes it feels like, where is everybody? But we still show up. Why? Because it
Yep,
feels
they still
so
show
good
up.
when we make a difference. And so I just love it. And so tell us anything else you want to tell us right now to wind it down, and we'll get your information in there too.
Sure. So, for those of you who are maybe just, and this really whole thing got inspired, I'm doing a challenge March 18th through 20th. It's a 3-day free challenge, and it was inspired by a friend of mine who said, belief is for other people and not for me. Um, God's blessings are for other people, but not for me. And I was like, whoa, whoa. And she goes, I promise you that I am not alone. And a lot of people feel this way. And so she really inspired me to do this 3-day challenge called Belief in Difficult Times, in times when we're not feeling certain, in times when maybe things are just not coming together, or maybe we're nervous about what's going on in the world or in our own homes, or maybe we're feeling confused, whatever, but we just feel like, it's just not for me, for other people, but it's not for me. And I just want to say that is so not true. And if you're somebody who's feeling that way, I really encourage you to come and join me on this 3-day challenge because we're going to look at all the things. And if you are faith-based and you need a shot in the arm with your belief, like, you want to know what God has for you, right? Then come join us. I just want us to have, 3 days where we actually begin to look at the beauty of everything. And even in difficult times, and we don't know it. I know personally, when you're going through really hard things, you can't figure out what's going on. You're just trying to put the next step forward, right? Just one foot at a time, just like you did when you broke your leg, Janice. There was no way for you to know that this is where you would be today. And the thing is that sometimes the beauty and the belief and our faith comes through these difficult times, and we don't know the blessings, the abundance that is coming forward until maybe a few years later. And I have had that repeated over and over in my life. And I just want to leave people with that inspiration and hope that it may look bleak right now, but when you get to the other side of it, there is beauty in everything. And God does bless. He does bless us, and He gives us wisdom and discernment and helps us move forward in even more abundance as we go through that. We just can't see it in the moment.
That is so true. And part of the reason why I love to inspire people every day, because, you know, I have had multiple things that have helped me learn and grow, but this last one with the broken leg, it darn near took me out. It was really difficult to get through. And it's been a long, you know, journey, but there's been just one healing after the other. And I do have to say that taking the supplements, the adaptogen, resetting, detoxing, and all these things helped to clear the fog enough for me to find my way. So I truly believe that when we're doing this soul searching, if we can support ourselves, you know, what I do, I call it a personal growth program that pays, meaning I focus 100% on myself getting better and stronger, and improving those skill sets and improving my strengths and working just like, you know, you on all these things and inspiring others. And so both of us here really want to tell you, you can get through it. We both have gotten through it. We're in the same age frame,
Yeah.
and, you know, in our 20s. And
Yeah.
thank God I'm not in my 20s though, because I didn't know what I know now. So,
Yeah.
and if you're young, boy, I love mentoring, and I know you do too. Women, primarily, to be
Yeah.
entrepreneurs, and to really take independence and be in charge of their money and their finances and their own personal wealth and health. So I'm a big fan of that. But
Yeah.
I'm just excited when you put the information, put your group and your class so they can get access to both. And
Definitely.
reach
And
out to her and talk to her and listen to her story. It's just beautiful. And you look very organized behind you. So I don't know about that organized thing, because everything looks very pretty and organized and creative. You're definitely a creative spirit. I can see that. And you
yeah,
love
no
music.
music. Don't ask me to draw anything, but I am a big fan of colored pencils and coloring things. I love
Me
doing that.
too.
But don't ask me to draw the picture that you're gonna color, because that is not gonna happen. But if you want me to, kind of play some music, like I like to play keyboard, a little bit of acoustic guitar.
That's
Yeah.
nice. And she goes on cruises to listen to music. She's so excited. You got to get a hold of her and talk to her. Do a one-to-one. She has a link where you can book with her and find out more about her, because she just has a lot to offer everybody. And so thank you so much. Thank you for being my friend, my customer, and for doing all that you do to make a difference and inspire people.
Oh, thank you so much, Janice, for having me. Such a pleasure. And I just encourage people, if you're struggling with anything like grief or just having a rough time with things. I'm a person that lost, like, I don't know, there were so many people in my early 30s I lost in the course of 4 or 5 years. Just boom, 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 boom. My brother, my dad, lots of people, right? So I have walked that journey. So I like to share that. And I have also walked the journey of a very painful divorce into a new marriage that was an absolute blessing. And there were blessings in that first marriage that I did come to recognize and honor,
That's
that I couldn't
beautiful.
in the beginning. So I like to share that with people too. I don't always talk about that, but I don't know, something led me in the spirit to mention that today. So
You know, and another thing we have in common, because I'm not with my husband 30 years now, and we met through a tragedy, the 1,000-year flood, where I lost everything. And he was the contractor recommended by my family to come fix it. And the minute he came, we became fast friends, and we've never been apart for 30 years. This March, today, March 1st. So we met on the 5th, actually. So I totally get it. And I was married before for almost 10 years and had my children. And of course, they're great blessings. So there's blessings in every lesson. It just takes time, like you said, sometimes to see them. But when you have that solid foundation and you're aligned with your truth, then you can get through it a lot better. And I'm grateful for the foundation that my parents gave me. You know, they gave me a great foundation. They also gave me things I had to work through, but I think that's every family
I
and
think
all
it
the
is.
messages we get, you know, we have to grow into it. But I'm so grateful for all of the lessons.
Yeah.
And they've brought me to where I am today. And it's in working and meeting and connecting with people like you that has really made a difference in my life. So thank you.
Oh, well, I feel the same about you, Janice. You're just such a blessing, and you bring just this holistic approach to wellness that I think is important because it's not only about getting your mind and your heart, your spirit, and your soul, but our bodies are so important. It's like
Right?
a whole package deal. The more you can work on all of these things, the better off you're going to be and the happier you're going to be, and the more purpose and clarity and focus and confidence and joy you're going to have in your life, and the more grace you're going to be able to extend to yourself and to others.
My favorite words, joy and grace. Janice means grace, and of course, joy guides me. And excuse me, you just said something right prior to that. What was it? Because I wanted to reiterate that right prior to the joy, you said something.
Oh, just about the wholeness
Oh,
of,
the holistic. Yeah. You know, it's very important. Our bodies, embodiment of thought, right? Our bodies are our human form, our spirit here in the human form. And when we, you know, express this joy, I can tell when I talk and look at people how connected they are.
yeah,
So we want to shine that light bright, right, in this human
yes.
form. So I'm so grateful for the understanding that isogenics, for example, has given me and all of my experiences in life. And if you want to learn more, check out my podcast, check out all of what she's doing, and let's all connect.
Sounds great. Well, thank you again, Janice.
Thank
Really
you.
appreciate it.
I'll
Have a
send
great
you the
day.
recording. All right. Bye bye.
Okay. Bye.